Jason and I were at a comedians conference, a Christian Comedy Association conference, where 150 or so comedians from all around the country and in fact the world came together to just spend some time together and just learn from each other and just build relationships. And one of the speakers that came in was talking about leadership, and he said that the key to leadership, which I would say in the context of this, is to becoming the leader in a field. The key to leadership is to do for one what you wish you could do for many. So when people want to be the greatest builder on the planet, exactly what all of you said, find one person that you can come and work with and breathe into and add value to, and then it just grows from there, because people will recognize that genuine stuff. So I just confettied my own statement. Sorry about that, everybody.
It's a good statement. Everybody confettied that statement. It was great.
Welcome to Well Metaverse, the podcast where Jason Earls and Aaron Sorrels navigate the explosive growth in the metaverse. Buckle up, because we are in for a heck of a ride.
Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Let's go. What's up, bro?
Jason Earls. Man, oh man.
We got we got a podcast in the metaverse, bro.
yeah. Who knew that this is what it was all building up to through the entire first season? And now we are here kicking off season 2 with all of you guys, a live studio audience.
Let's go. Who would have thunk it, man? Who would have thunk it?
Yeah. I'm, of course,
good.
reminded as we think back to the opening of our first episode, season 1, episode 1, when we said, we're flying this plane down a runway, trying to take off, and we don't even know what the runway looks like or what our journey is going to look like. And here we are.
Dude, I'll even go back before that. Dude, can we record this conversation just in case something comes of it?
That's right. That's right.
That's literally what happened, y'all. Oh my goodness. And now look at this, dude.
You know what?
Wow.
Maybe that's a good story to start this off with. So Jason came in to perform early on in here. And afterwards he reached out and he's like, hey man, I think it'd be good if you and I just connected up and kind of chatted things through, And so we did. We talked, and that conversation was just packed full of wisdom. It was packed full of encouragement. And I think I said at the end of that, I was like, man, we should have recorded this because we need to share this with other people.
Absolutely. And I would say, man, all of it really was based off of us just being our genuine selves, authentically who we are.
Man.
And as I always say, man, who you really are, like, it's just amplified in the metaverse, dude. And so you being the great dude that you are, the dude who's consistently, like what y'all see about the unemployed alcoholic, how he's always welcoming, that's who you are, how you always encouraging. And it's based off of that, that I saw that. And then I was like, dude, he resonates with everything that I'm thinking about the metaverse. And here we are.
Yeah. Which that also kind of brings us to another theme of this podcast that's come up over and over. And that is, in the beginning phases of something, some things should be easy. And man, it's been easy for you and I to connect, get on the same page, and just run with something. Thank you,
Absolutely.
dude, for making it easy. Thank you for just the way that this is all coming together, dude. This is incredible.
Dude, remember when I can't remember what we were planning, and it started getting difficult, and we're like, you know what? Let's scratch it then. That's tough. We're not gonna do it. Like that's
right.
Not how it should be.
Yeah. No, that's exactly right. I remember that. It was the social media live streaming stuff.
Yeah.
And it was like, it just started bogging down, and it was like, man, I don't feel confident in doing this. And you stepped in and you're like, I got this part, and you made it
Right.
happen. So, I mean, I think that's a good thing for all of us to think about and use as a litmus test on new projects, or even on new things that have to be done within projects. You know, if it isn't easy, if the initial part isn't easy, maybe there's other things that we need to focus our attention on, or maybe we need to tag somebody else in to help with that piece of it.
Right. And if you're in partnership, the important thing is when you sense that your partner is uncomfortable with something, bring it up. Like I saw, Aaron was like, yeah, and then I was like, yo, it's tough. I saw him breathe hard, and I was like, yo, that's a burden. Let's talk about that. And so the idea is like welcoming those conversations of difficulty.
Yeah, man. So I know you've had a lot of emotion, a lot of excitement leading up to this moment right here. Tell me about your last couple days, man.
Man, it's been a roller coaster of emotions. First I'm a dreamer, so I was super excited. But then, man, just this almost, I would say, this poisonous humility is not really humility.
Hold on. Say that word again. Poisonous
humility. In other words, it's like a lack of worthiness. Like I see the people that you're gonna meet today they're unicorns when it comes to the metaverse and creation.
Yeah.
And so you got, man, all these unicorns, and then you got me, the jackass. Like, yo, if you ever seen like 5 unicorns in a jackass, like one of these things is not like the other. And so, man, so you look at what TheJohnMclay did, what Solaris, what MayheM, what AceTheBass and you and your excellence, and I'm sitting here like, I can encourage people, in build mode, I would mess stuff up, but like, thank God for an undo button.
Yeah.
And so that piece made me really wrestle with just the insecurities. But then the reality, there's this thing called grace, man, and how ultimately, dude, when you accept grace is when you get something that you don't deserve, and I'm totally undeserving of, man, just the friendships, even the wife that I have, the 6 kids that I have, and that spills over to the metaverse, the friends that I've developed, even, the live audience that I have. Like, I'm so undeserving of this stuff, but man, I've learned how to embrace the grace, me getting stuff that I don't deserve. So, and let me just say, I'm super, go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, let me just speak to that for a minute, because what we're doing right here is a marathon. What we're doing right here is something that's going to go well into the future. And the building aspects, it's okay for us. This is something I've had to learn in the Soapstone because of the talented people that I'm able to collaborate with in there. The building process, it's okay for us to step back and empower and appreciate them for doing their thing. And it doesn't take anything away from us, because the value that we're adding, the value that you're adding specifically in here, it's the marathon, it's the time on stage, it's the leadership, it is the encouragement. And dude, your value is incredible. Do you mess things up in build mode? Yeah. You do. But we got a team that can cover our backs and help out, that's important. That's important for us to be able to step back without stepping down our view of our own value. Because, dude,
when I first started doing stand-up comedy, I met a guy who travels the world. And I said, listen, sir, he actually stayed at my parents' house. And I was like, listen, sir, you travel all around the world and you're staying at my parents' house in my old room while I sleep on the sofa, because I'm just a college student. And I was like, listen, man, let me know. Give me some wisdom on doing stand-up comedy. He was like, I've never done stand-up comedy. Don't talk to anybody who does it. And I was like, yeah, but you travel the world. You know people. Give me something.
Yeah.
And he stopped. He said, you know what? If I could tell you anything, TEAM, Jason, TEAM. Together, everyone achieves more. And that stuck with me.
Yeah.
30 years later, man, the more you have a team and you empower the team, the more everybody achieves.
Wow. Wow. That's some good
So-
wisdom right there. And you know what? I can't think of a better way to segue into introducing some of the team that helped us out. Let's take a walk to our chairs and bring up some
Yeah,
guests. What
look
do you
at
think?
these chairs. So what we say, man, the first two people we're bringing out, really, I consider metaverse royalty. You know, like these two right here are absolutely amazing, and as I would say, freaking geniuses.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. What would you say about these two?
Oh man, I can't say enough about them. The role that they have played in the Soapstone is incredible, but far more incredible than that is the genuine friendships that we've developed over time. These are folks that I just genuinely like to spend time with.
Yeah.
And they just happen to be wildly talented builders, wildly talented scripters and coders. And then also, as they build out this new business that they've started, I've seen some incredible business insights from them and decisions that I've seen them make. It's amazing, and they're headed for great things. So without further ado, let's bring out Solaris 30 and JohnMcclay. Yeah. John, oh, so good to see you, man. All right.
Hear ye, the royal court is here.
Wait, I might have misintroduced Solaris. What? Maybe you should introduce her.
So I've given Solaris, y'all, the distinguished honor, like speaking for who she is the queen of the metaverse.
And then there's John.
John is he's the wizard.
I dubbed John my king of the metaverse as my best friend. So.
Yeah.
Man, so you two, the theme of this podcast is two comedians navigating explosive growth in the metaverse. And John, maybe I can start with you. Can you give me just a short recap of your journey through the metaverse and what the growth process has been like for you?
Oh yeah, sure. I'd love to. And thank you again for inviting us on to the show.
Oh,
Thank
for
you.
sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, it started like I came into Horizon about a year and a half ago, a little more than a year and a half ago, not knowing anything. I've never, I have an art background, but I've never done anything in virtual reality, never did any 3D modeling, certainly never did any coding. I had zero coding knowledge.
Wow.
And the first time I came into Horizon, I was kind of underwhelmed. It was back in the day. If you've been, there's like maybe 20 people here. So it's kind of like a ghost town. And so I found the build tools, and that's what kept me. Like I was really interested in that. So I kind of became a build hermit for a couple of months and just spent the time. I think I systematically went through all the tools, saw what they did. This was a time before Alex's video, so there was like almost no tutorials. I think he had maybe 3 up at that time, and for like the first couple of months, I really didn't do any socializing, which in retrospect was a mistake because like a lot of the enjoyment of Horizon is social, and I might even say I spend more time, or at least as much time, socializing, hanging out with my friends, and building and hanging out with friends like with Solaris has been fantastic. But yeah, so yada yada yada. You invite me on to your show.
That's the arc.
It's a long story.
Cue the Seinfeld music also.
Can we just underscore the fact that he just said that he didn't have any experience of coding, and yet is arguably one of the best coders in the metaverse? That is amazing.
Yeah, like the way, like, when I first came in here, of course, like I'm sure most people are who don't have any kind of coding background, I was very intimidated. And I've tried to delve into stuff like this in the past, but the learning curve seemed way too steep, especially for a beginner. You don't start off going straight up the mountain. You have to ease into it. You have to become comfortable. You have to give yourself permission, to take a chance. And it can be overwhelming, right? But my voice is gone. But like with the way Horizon was, like
Jason's got you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
But with the way Horizon was, like, it didn't seem like a huge mountain. It seemed more like a molehill. So like I started climbing up it, not knowing that it was in fact a huge mountain. And so like my ignorance of it allowed me to like start down that path, right? Like, and I kind of eased into it. My first script was like 2 lines, and there's something really powerful about like, when you code something and then you test it and then it works, right? Like the first time I made like, a projectile gun, like this is before they had the projectile like gizmo.
Yeah.
So it was a lot more convoluted. In fact, that was the first tutorial that I had seen on video, my friend Alex, and it took so long to do what is now the most simple thing in the world. But when I did it, when I first accomplished that and got it to work for the first time, and went back into preview mode, picked up my weapon and fired it, and something actually happened. It was like a profound moment. Like I created something that worked, like, and I was like running around I was at my TARDIS at the time. I was running around shooting things, and I was like, I can do this. And it was that like pivoted me into like, a new kind of mode that just never ended, like this idea that you can do it. And I just kept going with it.
Gotcha. Well, dude, I can say that I appreciate you so much. I appreciate
you.
your talent. I appreciate your spirit and who you are as a person. I mean, that was the initial thing that attracted me to you as a friend, was seeing you jump in with a couple people you didn't even know, one of which was me, and help, just give back, and that is just so cool. You're awesome. The role that you've played in here, of course, and the role you played in the Soapstone is wonderful, and I know Jason can echo that.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say, man, I think of a verse that says, man, the slack hand will be made poor, but the hand of the diligent will be made wealthy. And it's not necessarily talking about strictly finances, but even the wealth of a reputation, the wealth of, friends and value. And as you've been diligent in this piece, man, I'm blown away just by the insight, by the love and the respect that a lot of people have for you, man. So it reminds me of the song that my kids taught me. Haba na haba, kuyaza kuibaba. And it's little by little, bit by bit, minute by minute, inch by inch. All things are possible if you just say haba na haba, kuyaza kuibaba. And so as you were explaining your process, like that's how it came about, being diligent, little by little.
I really like that saying. I do feel like, there's a little bit of luck involved, of course. What if I had never come into Horizon early on? What if I'd never met the people that I had met? What if I'd never taken those opportunities that were presented to me or recognized them as opportunities? One of the things that I think, like, a lot of things in life are about luck, but there's also like you increase your odds, right? Like so, like, you don't really lose anything by playing, right? So why not keep playing? Oh, you lost that game, play again. Keep playing. Maybe we'll win the next one. Oh, you lost that one too. So we'll play again. It doesn't take you to
Yeah.
keep playing, right? So you're not risking anything, but you have everything to gain. So like, I think like people who are persistent with their passion, right? If you see a place you want to get to, keep walking in that direction, you know, and there's no guarantee, but you increase the likelihood the more you
Yeah.
go after what you want. Like, so the likelihood is zero if you don't,
Yeah.
you know, and
Yeah.
it's not 100% the more you go, but it gets closer and closer to that the more you do it.
Yeah.
So good.
Well, man, thank you for being on the show. Thank you for being a friend, and thank you for being you. Solaris, we got to talk about you, my friend. Oh,
So
how do you do
what
it?
I loved about what I
Go
what I
ahead,
love,
Jay.
man. The queen, you come in here and she'll just be building something, and she said, and she's like, whatever, yeah, keep talking. And then then you turn around and she's got a mansion built. Like, whoa, I was just thinking about a big house with a bunch of rooms.
Yeah.
That's just how I am. I get in your head like a worm, and then I make your idea come to life. And then it's you just look away for like a second, and it's bam, it's done. That's how I am. That's
It's an ideal.
how I roll. Yes. I'm driven.
Yeah. So what brought you into Horizon initially, Solaris?
Well, it's a really funny story. I actually made a friend outside of Horizon that actually had an Oculus, but it was Beat Saber that got me in to having an
Oh.
Oculus. Yeah. And of course COVID. And I was gonna have a surgery, and I like right before my surgery I met her and played, the Oculus, played on the Oculus. I was like, this is awesome. Thought that was so great. I was like, this Beat Saber is so cool. And she's like, yeah, there's also like this VR chat and, things that you can go rec rooms and stuff. I didn't hear about Horizon yet. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to be laid up for a while, for a couple months because my surgery. It'd be nice to talk to people and not have to worry about COVID and stuff. And I was like,
Absolutely.
okay, and so I got my Oculus, or well, no, literally the next day I went to my husband and convinced him, because he's the greatest man in the world, and convinced him to get me one. Wasn't very hard because obviously I'm the queen. So and he got me one. And so then, I'm just messing around in the Oculus, going to different group things and everything, and someone from Venues was like, hey, they opened up, or they have this thing called Horizon. I just got in there, but it's beta. And I was like, oh, that sounds awesome. I want to try this. And I literally put in for like 10 times. I just kept on like sending the email, like filling out the information and send it in. Wait a couple days. I didn't hear anything. Fill it out again, send it in. Finally, I got in and I was happy. And I was like, this is awesome. This is so cool. And I did the tutorial for the building, and I was like, "Oh, that's kind of lame." Like the tutorial was like, "Ugh." And then I met I met Tanzer, and he showed me around, and then I met John, and then I was like, I really wanted to build, and I was like, this is super cool, and Tanzer, he showed me how to build, and I was like, this is cool, and it just took off. Like I was just like, I built like 3 worlds in a week, and like everybody was like shocked there was this newcomer in here and just pumping out these worlds, and they were, not gonna, like, they said they were amazing, and I was just like, they're not that great. And
At the time, they were amazing. Like
Yeah.
when she came in, like people were like instantly blown away.
Wow.
And I remember, Video had his talk show back then, and was always inviting on like the latest, like and greatest, onto his show for his guests.
Yeah.
And she got a spot.
Yeah, I
like
was one of
think it
them.
was like 2 weeks in to being Horizon. Like she's been being interviewed by Laix on his
Yeah.
show.
Wow.
And then I
Wow.
did Women in Horizon.
That's amazing.
And I did a couple other ones, and it just kind of like took off from there. And I, you know, of course, did a Soapstone. So
Oh yeah.
worked
Wait,
with
what is that?
John
What's
on
that
a bunch
world?
of things.
And can we tell the story? Can we tell the story about the Soapstone? Because this is before I met Solaris. This conversation, I was like, I need to meet this woman because there's this verse that I cherish. It says, "Open rebuke is better than love carefully concealed. Faithful are the
Yeah.
wounds of a friend."
Yeah.
So this is the story. Please share this.
Oh, absolutely. Or do you want to share it?
Yes,
all
Solaris.
I know is I was like, he was on the train, John's train. He was on John's train, actually. And he was with my friend Burn Buns. And I was like, oh, Burn Buns is online. I'm going to go see what he's doing. So I went to the train, and Burn Buns is talking to Unemployed. And this is when I was kind of making a little bit of money here in Horizon with jobs. And I was like, I kind of want to keep this going because I want to make money in here. This is what I want to do. And so he was talking about his comedy world, and I was like, okay, and he's like, oh, and talking to Burn Buns about it, and I was like, oh, I'd love to see this world. And he took me in there, and I was brutally honest. He's like, what do you think?
This is wait.
I was like,
So she says I was brutally honest. This is what she did. She came in and she started kind of looking around, and she was quiet, and she did this. And she says, "It looks like a kindergartner made it."
I really did that. So if anybody, when I really say I like your world, it's the truth.
Yeah, that's right. But and
That
again,
is
I'm
too
so
funny.
glad you did, because to that point, everybody who had come through had said, "Wow, this is spectacular. I love it. Everybody's going to love this. It's going to become the most popular place in the metaverse." And I was like, "Oh, yes." And then you came in and you were like, "Not quite." And I thought, "Oh, thank
Your
God
world
for
sucks,
honest
buddy.
friends." Yeah. Because it's like, and then we got to work, and we changed some things. And I mean, since then, of course, the Soapstone has become a very, very
Yeah,
popular
it's one of
world. And
the most popular platforms in the metaverse right now. That's why it's, the community there is amazing. It's exactly what Meta stands for. So, I mean,
yeah,
why wouldn't Meta love
good
it?
stuff. Good stuff. But and I just appreciate you so much. The role that you've played, the friendship that we've developed, and that it's exceptional. And I
Hey, I
just
probably
thank
wouldn't
you
be
for
where
that, my
I'm
friend.
at without you either, or John. So, and
Well,
now,
and
now Jason's
you
part of it. So,
yeah. And again, that's like, there's a dynamic that's been at work here of putting the other people's interest first, and allowing other people to thrive, and trying to do everything we can to help each other out. And yeah, that's the result. We both end up, or we all end up, springboarding higher than we could have possibly gotten by focusing on our own best interests, by just having a genuinely collaborative and mutually beneficial relationship.
and it's
That's cool.
not just the people that are on the stage that has helped all of us through like us becoming Inspire and everything. It's the community. I mean, you guys are
Yeah.
all great builders, and so it helps us become great too. So
Yeah.
Listen,
everybody, you guys are amazing.
yesterday after we published, man, some of my friends, man, Arkin from the UK, Arkin_1 came in from the UK, and we just hung out probably for about 45 minutes to an hour, just sitting on the sofa, just
Nice.
chatting. But it's conversations like that that even make the world better. From that, I was like, shoot, man, I might as well sleep with my Oculus tonight.
Nice. Yeah. Well, man, John, Solaris, you guys are so great. And I know we had the opportunity, and you guys had the opportunity to collaborate with two more folks on this project that are also just dear friends and very cool. Would you mind if we pull up a couple more friends, and then afterwards we'll bring everybody back up on the stage and do some question and answers with the audience. So if you're still here in the audience, hang around and we'll get some Q&A, and we'll see you
Thank
guys
y'all.
back up here in a minute. And
Yeah.
yep. And thanks. We'll see you back up here in a minute, my friend. That was weak. Let's try it one more time. Well, all right. Good enough.
I wouldn't have done you like that, John. I would have got it right.
Yeah,
Aaron,
well,
would've got
I
it
don't
right.
know, man. You and I struggled with a fist bump the other day or earlier today.
Absolutely.
That's pretty rough. So, man, do you mind if I introduce our next guests?
Yes, but before, would you mind introducing two of the coolest builders in the whole metaverse?
Yeah. And boy, that's the way to say it too. The coolest builders. These guys are just cool as cucumbers. Man, a good friend of mine, a guy that plays a huge role in the Soapstone, not just from a building standpoint, but also from a management and leadership standpoint. Please welcome up to the stage my friend AceTheBass. Ace, come on up.
Boom, boom, boom,
How's it
boom.
going?
Oh, we good, brother.
That's how you do it, Aaron. Right there.
Oh,
Here you go.
coolest. Oh, all right. Yeah. And of course, Ace, I know when we talk about relationships and friendships and partnerships, you and our next guest work just hand in hand together so well.
I love
Please.
building with him.
Yeah. So please welcome to the stage a good friend, MayheM21532. Yeah.
Mayhem.
Hey, what's going on, Aaron, man? Hey, thanks for
We
having me
nailed
out.
it. Did you guys see
There you
that?
go. I saw it.
Yeah.
That's it. See, look at that, man. Look at that.
Yeah. Thanks to the glitch that slowed you down.
Hey, I'll take whatever help I can get.
That's fun. That's fun. Absolutely.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So first of all, I remember our first meeting, and we met together at the Soapstone, and I was just I was a jackass part of the unicorn party, and I'm sitting here like listening to these dudes talk, and I was like, man, Mayhem, like his name fits it. It's just like, we're gonna do this, pop out. Yeah, like, man, I want to do this. He was like, yeah. I was like, can we get a helicopter? He was like, yeah, baby, we get a helicopter. And then AceTheBass said they're like, and I call AceTheBass is the silent assassin. That dude is sitting listening, and he just is constructing a whole system. How did y'all get into this? Like, were y'all like TheJohnMclay, where y'all had no experience in coding?
Yeah, so I thought it was kind of funny that, your first show here in the Metaverse, and one of the people you asked to be on stage with you is somebody that is kind of known for not having a lot of conversation. But like almost just like John, I came into Horizon back in December, and didn't have any kind of background as far as scripting or doing anything like that. And one of the first places I was at the Soapstone, and I met Aaron, and I met Matt from Nspire, and he actually took me to one of his worlds and kind of showed me around on some things. And so from there, I wanted to create a game world, basically just yard games, and that's kind of what brought me into building, like just learning how to create the gravity on things, and how to make things move the way you wanted them to move. And then it eventually I met Mayhem over here, and we met another friend, James, and he's working on another app outside of Horizon, and he asked us to do some builds for him, and we started kind of just pumping out worlds in that and learning through making all those worlds. And eventually met Solaris and got asked to help with some stuff here and at the Soapstone, and it's been great.
That's great. And dude, your shoe game is fire, by the way.
Yeah.
Don't let him fool you. He's
That's-
wearing wingtips. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Man.
So, Mayhem, how did the process start with you, man?
Pretty much the same. I got an Oculus simply because I was home a lot. I'm a caretaker for my mom and a single parent, so I work a full-time job. I stopped going out, so this was more of something else to do. I started meeting people, and before long, I found the little create tab, and I was like, hey, I haven't done that. And then I built a world, a giant club, and by the time I was done, it was huge. It did so many things. It was amazing, and I could fit 4 people in it. That was it. I had no idea what I was doing. So I scrapped that completely, and I built the next one, Gingerbeards. And everybody likes that one. And from there, that's when James came in and saw it, and he's like, "Hey, can we throw an event here?" I'm like, Sure, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started meeting everybody, and then the avalanche of this started to roll downhill. So yeah, I got thrown into the position and found out it was a lot more fun than my day job.
Cool,
That's cool. So I'm curious. So when you all were asked to help build for this comedian dude and this Metaverse, what were y'all thoughts?
I honestly, I felt like not worthy. Like, I'm like, I haven't done anything to deserve being part of doing such a big thing. Because obviously, like, Aaron is someone that I've kind of seen as a celebrity in Horizon. Like, people know who you are. And so one of the things that me and Mayhem had done was we had built a late night show for our friend Mork. And from what I heard, you guys were looking for something to build here, and you saw that and kind of got some inspiration from that. And so then Aaron came and said, "Hey, would you guys be interested in doing something like that for us?" And I was honestly really taken back. It's awesome that you saw that and wanted us to be a part of it.
Man,
so cool.
I gotta speak on that for a minute, because there's been a theme that's come up a couple times through this conversation, and that's the feeling of unworthiness. And that's something that I battle with, and it's hard, and it's risky, because it can shut us down, and it can rob us from the future that we're supposed to have or could have, and it impacts everybody. But to hear these unicorns, as Jason described us, to hear Jason, a big celebrity and a very, very well respected man, talk about these difficulties of a feeling unworthiness, man, I just want to reassure you directly, and the people in the audience here, man, you are worthy. You are worthy. And to take that step up that molehill that John was talking about earlier and just start doing, that's where we need to be. We just need to be doing and not allow ourselves to talk ourselves out of the future that we can have. So, dude, thank you for having the confidence to take those steps. Mayhem, thank you for having the confidence to take those steps. And John and Solaris, of course, Solaris might be the only one that doesn't suffer from.
She like, bring it here.
Yeah, the queen of the metaverse.
But I would say that's the idea of what the phrase I said earlier, embracing the grace. It's like, man, like, grace is when you get what you don't deserve. And we really look at it, I know there's one school of thought that says, man, you deserve everything. I'm like, man, we really deserve crap, because all of us jacked up human beings. But you gotta just embrace whatever the blessings God bring for you, man. Just embrace it, man. If they dub you queen, embrace the queen. If they dub you king, embrace the king. If they say, you know what, we're gonna build you a world with the best builders, embrace it.
Yeah.
And
Amen
boom.
to that.
And now look at us. So
yeah. In fact, you know what? I mean, this seems like this might be a good time to transition, get Solaris and John back up on stage, and just open it up to the audience, because One of the benefits of having a live audience here is we can interact. So let's kind of make our way to the front of the stage, and John, come on back up, and
Welcome
Solaris,
back,
come on
the
back
king
up.
and the queen.
Yeah.
There she goes. Yeah.
All right. And what we'll do here is, we can just kick it around back and forth with us. But if there are any questions in the audience, throw a hand up. And Oculos, you're muted. I'd love to hear your question. You can jump right up on stage if you want.
Oh, look at that. I get to be on stage. I appreciate y'all. Obviously, first of all, congrats on your podcast. Congrats on the world. Congrats to the builders and the team that put this together. Obviously, please, lots of confetti out in the crowd for everything going on today.
Man, appreciate it.
Everything that happens in the metaverse is just historic right now. We're so early. So my question to each of y'all, whoever wants to just shout it out, jump at it. There's so many people that I come across every single day that have the same question. And since you have a platform to share this wisdom, the question I want to share from the community to you: if you don't have the skills to stand out for whatever reason, builder, scripter, you've got a show, you've got a following, what would you say when you came from that very humble beginning? What drove you to get here? What was it that took you here? Even if you didn't recognize the journey, what was that first step?
That's a great question.
Well, for me, I think the most important thing is to seek out people that are what you want to become. And learn from them.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Like, a lot of what I did at the beginning was finding other people that were building worlds and just offering my help to them, and that's how I learned everything I was doing, was from helping other people build their world and what they wanted it to become, because I didn't necessarily have the vision for a world either. And so to have other people already have that vision and to be able to just kind of jump in and help them do the things that they wanted to do, it just strengthened my abilities.
Same here. I mean, even if you're just taking someone aside for 20 minutes in a blank world and showing them how to use the snap tool and the array tool to make a decent set of stairs, it builds from there. I've got so many people that have come up to me in these past few months, and they're like, you have to come see my world. Like right now, I spent 20 minutes to an hour with them, showing them some basics, and then I come in and they've built a 3-story mansion or something amazing. And it happens all the time. You just pass around the knowledge, and that's what this place is. It's building a universe. And if you pass around the knowledge to everybody, it gets bigger, faster. I love going to other people's worlds and teaching people how to build, because then I get more cool places to go to.
Cool. Yeah. Good question, man. I want to tag something in with that. I think it's related, but it's a little bit different. Jason and I were at a comedians conference, a Christian Comedy Association conference, where 150 or so comedians from all around the country and in fact the world came together to just spend some time together and just learn from each other and just build relationships. And one of the speakers that came in was talking about leadership, and he said that the key to leadership, which I would say in the context of this, is to becoming the leader in a field. The key to leadership is to do for one what you wish you could do for many. So when people want to be the greatest builder on the planet, exactly what all of you said, find one person that you can come and work with and breathe into and add value to. And then it just grows from there, because people will recognize that genuine stuff. So I just confetti'd my own statement. Sorry about that, everybody.
It's a good statement. Everybody confetti that statement. It was great. We got another question over
John,
here.
Actually, mine was John. So I want to be
Teaching
like John, and I still want to be like John. No, John is amazing, and his stuff that he creates every single day it blows me out of the water, and I'm just like, John, I hate you so much, but I love you, man.
We know what she's doing for Halloween this year.
But you're always inspiring me to be a better person. So just let you know.
Same.
I look up to you so much. So,
by the way,
mutual respect.
I love the name drop too. The name of their company is Inspire Create Labs. Yeah.
Sweet. I didn't mean to do that.
No, I love it.
Let's go Antonio and then Trainer Cal.
Oh, okay. Oh, Antonio might be frozen.
I think he.
Strike a pose, Antonio. Strike a pose, bro.
That must have been a really good question.
Everybody gets stage fright in different ways.
That thing so deep is making them glitch. Trainer Cal, go ahead with your question, man.
Yeah.
So I want to second what Oculus said, by the way. Like, you guys have made a really great world for people like me, who I work from home. I feel lonely at home most of the time, and I come into your worlds, and that they're incredible. So, you know, amen to this podcast as well. They're a really cool thing. So thank you for that. But my question is how do you guys stay motivated, and what do you do when you get knocked down? How do you get yourself back up and do the incredible things that you're doing?
Yeah, I come close to getting burnt out like every week. And for me, it's because I'm in here working so much on other people's stuff, and you know, it happens in every profession. And I don't want to associate that with, you know, Horizon, because I love Horizon. I love building in here. I don't want to get burnt out. So I find that if I like spend some leisure time in here as well, like, you know, if I go, usually when I have a big project I'm working on, what I'll do is I'll have a side project that's mine, that's personal. That, like, you know, when I'm feeling overwhelmed or like overworked, I'll just go in there and start working on the DeLorean or working on another train or just something that I like to do. And I don't have to finish it. There's no commitment, you know, it's just enjoyable. Or I'll come and hang out with my friends. But I think that in order to avoid like associating that with Horizon itself and being in Horizon, I need to have an outlet within that context. When I was in art school, like, you know, going through the foundation classes, everyone was saying like, this is to get you to hate art or to see if you're capable of hating it. And then you would drop out. Like, you know, it's kind of like a purge of those who are not passionate enough to get through. Like, you know, like there was, I can't remember his name, and I wish I could, but he had said something like, you know, those brick walls in your life aren't put there, you know, to stop you. They're put there to stop the people who don't want what's behind it bad enough.
Ooh,
right.
That's good.
And and so like, you know, if you can't get over that wall, like, that's not meant for you. You don't want it enough. Like, what you actually want is somewhere else, and you are willing to knock down walls to get to that, right?
And I love how you say that without demeaning the person who isn't ready or able to knock the wall down. It's not that's, you know, there's something else. There's another wall for them to knock down. That's a really subtle but important thing that you know, things should be easy. You know, and if it's, I mean, things are hard enough that some parts of it should be easy, and if it seems like that's not the thing, and we're not ready to put the effort forth or prepared for it, you know, maybe there's another thing that
the wall is preparing you for what's behind it. If you can't like get beyond that wall, then you can't deal with what's behind it, right?
Mine is a
and
community.
It's like protecting you from it.
Yeah,
community?
Mine is, yes, because it's like when I start getting burned out, and I do, like John, you know, like I work a lot and I'm in here 24/7. This is my life. I like, okay, I'm done. I can't build anymore. And I go to you guys and I'm like, make new friends and love to teach people. And then that passion that you guys have for the building gets me back into my passion. And it's like, man, the spark in their eyes is just phenomenal. And it's just like, man, now I want to go back building again. So it's you guys that really keep me going. So thank you.
It's a good balance of real life versus virtual life. If this place gets too much, I go out into the real world and I like wood carving and long range marksmanship and shenanigans.
Real world.
So I balance to this.
Yeah, very cool, very cool, very cool. Do we have maybe we do one more question here? Yeah. Lally, come on up.
Hi, I have a question,
Lolly
and
D.
I, with everyone else, appreciate all of you so much. In fact, I've had some amazing conversations with a few of you here. Here's my question: I am not builder material. I can dabble, I can play, but that's not my strong skill. My strong skill is people. I like to put people together. I like to smooth out issues. That's what I like to do. My whole background is customer service and that kind of a thing. Worked a lot with people in hard situations too. So my question to you guys is, do you see a place for someone like me, of a way of working my way in to a significant role in the metaverse today? Thank
Yes.
Ooh,
For
ooh,
your
ooh.
question, I got
Good
this.
question.
So, Lolly, there is a place for you. And it can be walkthrough Wednesdays with Oculus, helping people
Yeah.
tour them around and find those other people that need help to find a scripter or find a builder or have someone build a world for you and make a podcast like this or have a talk show or do, game show if that's what you want to do. And you could have someone else build your idea for you. Um, start a we did a she shed world where all the women got together and we just hang out and everything. So yes, there is a place for everybody here in Horizon.
And I want to add to that.
Yeah.
Man, so here with just a quick story. My uncle is a legit rocket scientist. Now he's retired, so he was going through his getting his master's and PhD in physics during the 50s and 60s. That's when the civil rights movement was happening. And one day he called my grandmother saying that he wanted to quit school because as an African American, he felt like it was his duty to be out there helping with civil rights. And my aunt told him, "You've got these people who are fighting to knock down doors. Once they knock down the doors, who's going to walk them?"
Oh,
So my point
man.
is this: you've got builders who are building in the metaverse, but who's going to walk through the doors of what they're building? So we need the Lolly D's of the world connecting with people, getting people through the doors of the builders.
Yeah. And I've got to add, can you come back up here, Lolly? Because I know you were talking about what you can do in the future, but I want you to specifically know that you are making an incredible impact in here right now. Mornings in the Soapstone are a different place since you've arrived. Your spirit, your ability to console people, your ability to comfort people, your ability to diffuse tension, it has changed the Soapstone for the better.
Oh my gosh.
It
Amen
yeah.
to that.
So you are
Give
doing
it up for Lolly, guys.
Yeah,
Thank
you are
Thank
doing it.
you.
Yeah,
Oh
and
my
then
gosh.
you know,
I'm so
and
overwhelmed right now.
also, I mean, the things that we've talked about, which I know we're not going to share them yet, but the things that we've talked about for your plans, that is building. That is building. You might not be taking a block and putting it over somewhere and stretching it out and coloring it and
That's
that.
good.
You might not be scripting it, but you are building. You are building culture. You're building community. You are building. So thank you for what you've done. Thank you for what you're going to
Thank you
continue to
guys.
do.
Oh my gosh. I'm so
Every
overwhelmed right
building
now.
starts
Thank
with
you
a
so
foundation.
much. Thank you guys. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Oh.
What's up, Oculus? You're muted.
You're muted.
Thank you.
Of course I am. I just wanted to share one quick thing. I apologize. I know this is y'all's show and your guests, but I just wanted to share one more piece of information with Lolly D. You can literally do whatever you want in the metaverse, and that's where a lot of everyone on the stage found their calling. You don't have to build, you don't have to script. I came in with the exact same mindset you did. How can I help? And I had no idea how. If there's a thing you want to do passionately, just do it. Doesn't matter if it already exists. You can do it better, you can do it differently. Just get in there and do whatever it is that you're passionate about, and that's where it'll shine through. So good luck, and I'm happy to connect with you after.
Thank you. And man, thank you for being our first guests on this show. I couldn't have thought of any possible better guest. I know I tried, but no one was available. So
I kneecapped the two that you did find.
Yeah.
I just want to say publicly, from the bottom of my heart, thanks. That's all I can say is a big thanks. Appreciate it. And I got 6 kids. I'll send each one of them, one of y'all, each one of my kids for the summer. So y'all can take care of it.
So there's still room for 2 more on the team.
I got lawn work that needs done. That's fine. I put kids to work over here. I got a 13-year-old. He hates it.
Yeah. And thank you all for showing Jason, my friend. Oh, I'm coming in for a high five. You know what? Let's just hug it out. We could do that.
Oh man,
dude,
thanks, brother.
So happy to be on this journey with you. Such good things happening, and I know we got a special treat to close out the show. Do you want to introduce our surprise guest up?
Yeah, so I don't know if y'all remember In Living Color, but at the end of In Living Color, they always had a music guest come on. So we were just hanging out, and here's the beauty of the metaverse. We're hanging out at the Soapstone Comedy Club, and I heard this dude can sing, so I walked over to him like, dude, you can sing? Come on, sing us a song on our first show. So y'all, welcome Stefan Grizz 100. Let's go.
Thank you.
All right. Let's go, bro.
Get it, Stefan.
Down, dude.
Used to spend my nights out in a ballroom. Yeah. Liquor was the only love I know. But you rescued me from reaching for the bottom and brought me back from being too far gone. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. You're as warm as last brandy. Honey, I stay stoned on your love all the time.
Woo! Yo, thanks so much, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Thank you.
Yo, keep singing. Sing us out, y'all. Thanks so much for everybody for coming. Appreciate y'all. Follow him. We'll see y'all later. Yeah, he gonna sing us out.
On the bottom of the bottom's always dry. But when you poured out your heart, I didn't waste it. 'Cause there's nothing like your love to get me high.
Ooh.
Yeah, you're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass brandy. Honey, I stay stoned on your love all the time.
Ooh, beautiful.
Thank you.
Woo! Thanks for joining us on this adventure. We will be back next week with a brand new episode, and you can always find us at jasonearls.com, theunemployedalcoholic.com, or at the Soapstone Comedy Club in Horizon Worlds.